What is going on, everybody? It's your boy DaeDae, and we are back again with another stream. We're gonna try to keep doing this consistently on possibly a daily basis, like I said before, or every other day basis. But we're gonna try to stay consistent as possible. I know it's a few questions I couldn't get to yesterday, so for those who may have not got their question answered, now is the time for you to, join in with the chat, say what's up to everybody, and get some of your questions out there. Welcome. Appreciate everybody. Love the success and better opportunity for you, but we need them good Compton races. Have someone record good videos and send them to you. That is a note that I am most definitely taking down. I appreciate that, and I appreciate you tuning into this stream. Understand, just a whole different demographic out here in Texas. It's not like how it is back home, which is okay because it is different. You miss that type of content, hey man, I miss that type of content too, man. It's no place where you started at, for one. For two, the type of bikes and the characters out there is something different. It's just honestly just something like, something that you can't, it's unbelievable, honestly. But enough of me talking about that. I know yesterday I left out on some parts that I still wanted to explain that I'm doing to the blue bike. I should put the bike back. I should pull the bikes back around. We go see, but yeah. Once again, feel free to drop any questions if you have any questions that I may not have got to yesterday. I'm just trying to share this. 1 second. How do I do this? Bingo. There we go. So if you got any questions, feel free to most definitely drop any comments. And we can basically go from there while I talk about the things that I got coming up. It's a bunch of events coming up. We got the GPS 180 going down at the Go Power Sports Ranch. So if you're an off-road type of dude that got a mini bike that's fast with a good suspension kit and possibly 1 or 3 jockeys that are down to ride it, feel free. It's going to be pretty much a 3-day weekend, I believe. Don't quote me, but I believe it's going to be a 3-day weekend, pretty much of fun. So, and as y'all can see, I got the number of people tuning in right here. We got 4 people on YouTube and we got 5 people on Facebook right now. I can see everybody who shares, likes, subscribes, all that good stuff right here. Now I got it where the comments pop up on the screen somewhere right here. And if you donate any type of money, it will pop up somewhere in this area right here. So I'm still learning. This whole live stream setup is something different. Once again, like I said before I started this, when I moved out here, I didn't really know what type of content I was going to have or be able to make. Now, we're entering the winter season around Texas, so it's not going to be much content to make around racing. But it's all good. If there's a will, there's a way. We're going to figure out some way to mix it up just to keep it going, Where did I leave off on? I think I left off on the piston and ride yesterday that I want to speak about. For those who may not have tuned in yesterday, I am building in. What's going on, man? What's cracking, lacking? For those who may not have tuned in yesterday, I am building a 2.8 stroker, cash stroker at that, for either the blue bike or hopefully the Go Power Sports drag frame that we got coming out. So we're trying something different. We're taking it one step at a time. You killing it. Hey, man, I appreciate it, dog. Matter of fact, I got to share this live to my Instagram. Give me 1 second. Let me take a picture of this so I can get all this good stuff. Wait. That's a selfie camera. There we go. I'm trying to get different type of content. I'm trying to get some different people in here, different products. It is a slow process, so I just need y'all to be patient with me. And once again, if you got any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments. That way I will be able to see them. Actually, let me tune in to this live right here. Feel free to most definitely. Just mute myself right there. Just trying to make sure I'm not missing out on any questions. But today, I'm going to get back to talking about the rod and piston, pretty much how it connects, because I know yesterday I was talking about wrist pin size and some of the different rods that I have over here that take different wrist pins. So, and also how the wrist pin location is different. Ooh, I need some lotion. Ooh. The wrist pin location is different in certain rods depending on what you're doing. That's basically going to cause your piston to sit in different areas. Where's my piston? Oh, my piston rod is right here. So I'm running the Tilson 72 millimeter piston, aka the 2-way piston. It is a forged piston. So let's go ahead and pull that out the box. I don't think I brought it out, but this is pretty much how it looks. I don't know. I can't remember if I spoke too much about it yesterday, but this is how it look right here. It comes with a different style finish rather than the ones that you would see on the flat top piston. Make some fun videos of old stuff like brick motors and fully built old brigs. So we have some brigs over at the store. They're not fully built. They're pretty much stock brigs. Brigs is kind of a thing that I really don't like, just because of the fact that, not that it's just outdated, brigs is just not my favorite engine pretty much to work on. If I'm going to talk about an engine, I'm not going to lie to you, it's probably going to be a Tilson. That's just me. That's just how I do, how I get down. That's just, Tilson has become part of me. But we will continue with the 3.415 rod from GPS, aka Go Power Sports. You see it on the side of the hat. Boom. Forgot to bring a tool from work. You ever miss with the brigs, 5 horsepower old school? If you're talking about the flathead brigs, no, I have not. I don't see myself trying to mess with one either. It's just not my thing. The wrist pin is in a piston. All right, 1 second. So when you get this, you get your wrist pin. Let's turn that around. You get your wrist pin and you get your 2 clips that goes on the side. Now, I won't be installing the clips just because of the simple fact that I am not putting together this engine just yet. I am still missing a few pieces, but it's all cool. It is what it is. That's what happens when you're building stuff. Nothing comes together pretty much as easy as you want it to be, but that is life. Now, installing this piston right here, this piston, you can see it has an arrow pointed out. Now, this is the direction that you want your piston sitting inside your block. This would be the bottom and this would be the top. Pretty much, I'm glad I got my block right here. It will pretty much sit just like this inside your block. Come on. Booyah. It's gonna sit pretty much just like that. Ooh, look at that. That light is hidden because that's shiny. That piston is not that shiny. Now, I don't have any rings on the piston at the moment. Speaking of rings, I don't remember seeing my piston rings in here. I don't have any piston rings. Learn something new. So, I'm missing piston rings. Jerry, what's good, my G? What's up, my boy? Always on the grind. like that positive motivation. Keep doing what you're doing. Hey, man, I appreciate you. You know, Jerry is somebody who came to me when I was back in Compton working on engines and back at Volts. So shout out to Jerry. I did a few builds for him. Not all of them, but just a few of them. So me and Jerry got some history. All right, so now, see how the wristband sits pretty much in there like that? That is where your piston is going to be sitting. So let's go ahead and back that out pretty much half, almost all the way. Trying to make sure y'all can see. Pretty much slides in there as so. Go ahead and just push the wristband through. Now, this is a dry fit. When I am building engines, there will be lubricant of some type, whether it's oil or assembly lube, whichever one you prefer. It's not really that big of a deal, in my opinion. Once again, most of these live streams are pretty much going to be my opinion based, unless I can say, hey, these are the hard facts about this, and I come with a sheet that says this is everything you need to know about it. So right now, this is just my opinion on stuff. You can take the advice, or if you disagree, you just disagree. It's life. So pretty much gonna sit like this. Now, remember I said you want your oil dipstick at the bottom of the engine, so when it rotates like so. Boom. This portion of it goes over your crank. Now, I still forgot the tool at work, so I won't be able to show you exactly how it goes on the crank, but I can give you pretty much a good idea of how it's going to work on the crank. And once again, if you didn't tune in yesterday, this is my cash stroker crank right here. That's going to be on an InTheLifeWithDaeDae. So it will pretty much sit on the rotating assembly on, let's see if I can, the looks of it, it's gonna be a little longer, but it's pretty much gonna sit on the rotating assembly just like this. Now, I'm just mocking it up, so it's not the prettiest, but we go work with what we got. What's the difference? It's just new tech and kind of new to all the motor stuff. All the motor stuff I'm gonna hit are those more reliable. Now, I can say, this is a fact coming from me, that I have pushed a lot of these engines probably past their breaking point. And honestly, I haven't reached that point. The only time I've seen the Tillerson get started with no oil, been ran for 30 minutes, and had oil put into it, then ran for another hour. I've seen it first eyes. Shout out to Machine Shop over at Go Power. Machine Mike. Shout out to Machine Mike. He did that on accident. But his engine is still good, still strong. I actually just posted a video about it, of it getting rolled too. So, but yeah, that's pretty much how the rotating assembly is pretty much going to sit inside your engine with either cash stroker, anything. All right, go ahead and get these parts back up. If you got any questions, once again, feel free to drop a comment. I chose to do these live streams because I feel like a lot of people don't get that one-on-one interaction with people when it comes to questions. And I know a lot of times, a lot of people don't feel like they're taking up somebody's time when it comes to questions. So right now, you can use this time to take up my time so I can help you and you can help me. Feel me? That's how the world works. Where is that rod box? Bingo. But yeah, shout out to everybody tuning in. I appreciate it. Once again, you can like, share, subscribe to this video. Your username will pop up right there. How many subscribers and viewers we got going on Facebook and YouTube at the moment. We are streaming on both platforms currently. So thanks to everybody watching, man. Highly appreciate it. Taking a lot of time, investing a lot of money into this setup. So I'm trying to put it to good use. Now, what else do I have to go with? That's pretty much it for that engine. That's pretty much my complete engine. Now I know I gotta go get some piston rings because for some reason Either I forgot to pick some up or it was just misplaced, which I possibly just misplaced it. So yeah, the more y'all support, the more stuff I can do for y'all, the more questions, the more demonstrations, the more examples, the more product reviews. I know a lot of people sometimes get confused with some of the items that we sell over at Go Power Sports. So now this is a good time for you to come to the table and say, hey, I need some help with this. Answer my question, please. I will do my best. Now, I'm not perfect. I am human, but I will do my best to try to help you with the best understanding for your question. All right. Somebody got to text me to remind me to go pick up some piston rings tomorrow. All right, we got that. What is this? Head gasket. All right, this is a good one right here. I wish I had a micrometer. How many RPM does a modified motor turn? All right, now that is a very good question. Honestly, it all depends on the gear ratio and pretty much how your engine is set up. Whether that's springs and head, valves, carburetor, exhaust, pretty much everything. The rod you have in there, the lift on the cam, the crank itself, the flywheel, how much timing, the type of gas you're running, all that comes into play. It's simple, how much the bike weigh, how much the jockey or the rider that's currently riding the bike at the moment weigh, all that comes into play. But yeah, I wish I had a micrometer so I could show you the measurements of this head gasket, but this is a 72 millimeter head gasket, and it pretty much goes on the engine as so. Once I begin the building portion of this, gotta pick up some piston rings tomorrow. Yeah, I do, man. I'm out. I don't know where they went. All right. Hello, Mom. Shout out to my mom, y'all. But yeah, it's gonna pretty much sit on the engine block as so, and the head is going over it. I should have brought in my spare head that I got. Currently rebuilding my Predator engine for the blue bike just so I can cruise around on at the racetrack, because I honestly get tired of walking. I'm not gonna lie to you. At the racetrack, rocking back and forth in the heat, the rain, whatever, you get tired. So I'm building that bike just for that. But yeah, remind me to bring that one because I want to show y'all stuff. But yeah, that's pretty much how it's gonna go. I'm waiting on the flywheel puller to come in the mail, so I could take the flywheel off the engine that's blown up. I know I said I was gonna bring it on today, but I didn't get a chance to. Well, simply I forgot, but tomorrow I will do my best to remember to bring it on so I can show y'all exactly what happened. The rod is pretty much sticking through the top of the block at the moment, so. All right, what's next? What can I talk about when it comes to mini bike parts? I think I'm running out. Talked about the clutch, we talked about the engine build, talked about the rod, the piston, the size of the engine. We talked about everything besides the roller rockers. I'm not gonna give y'all the T on it. Only thing I'm not gonna give y'all the T on is the cam and the roller rockers. Everything else, shout out to Miro, my boy Miro, LAX for the win. You know the vibes. Yeah, wait, let me get that. Mom has a mini bike too. No, my mother does not have a mini bike. She hated the day I got a mini bike, so. That first mini bike turned into a lot of mini bikes. The piston size is 72 millimeters, or if you're back home in Compton, a 2-way piston. So if you're back home, you know what a 2-way piston is. If you're not, it measures out to be 72 millimeters. I like this how I can see everybody commenting and all that good stuff. I'm actually make that bigger so everybody can see who's in here. Let's see. blocks. Make that bigger so we can see everybody. Somebody said, I think somebody said something on Facebook. Dustin, what's up, my G? Gearing. My mom said no, not first. She will fall off. It's all right. We all fall. I fell a couple times. Miro said gearing. Yes, that is a perfect example. Thanks. I run a 60 millimeter. Love your channel, man. Hey, Leonardo, thank you. Leonard, sorry. I butchered your name. Sorry about that. I appreciate you showing support, my G. Thank ya. What else? What else can I talk about? Hey, bud, why small blocks over big blocks? All right, now this is a good point right here. I know a lot of people have their differences when it comes to a small block and a big block. Honestly, in my opinion, once again, this is my opinion, I feel like a small block is just much more fun to work with. If you got a big block, you're already starting off with a big piston, big bore, starting off with a bigger stroke. So it's like a small block is more of a challenge to build, in my opinion. It's something where it's like putting a puzzle together. You really got to sit down and think about it. How can I make this little engine do the same thing that a big block may do? Now, price-wise, it may cost around the same cost to build one. Once you have the engine, it's just, do I really want to do a big block? Yeah, not in my opinion. I really like small blocks because it's fun. It's a challenge. For me, it's a personal challenge. Even when I built the red bike, that was the first engine, big, quote unquote, big engine that I can say I built. And it actually surprised me. I actually didn't think it was going to do the numbers that it did. And it made me something proud that I was able to put my hands on and put together pretty much from scratch. Now, pretty much literally built the engine from scratch. And I would say that was probably one of my goals that I always wanted to accomplish. So that being said, that's one reason why I would prefer a small block over a big block. Now, it ain't nothing wrong with a big block. A big block will get down either on the street or on the track because it's coming out with a lot of power. It's like in the drag racing world where you got a small block engine or a big block engine or even a small tire car or even a big tire car. Pretty much have the same configuration set up. Thanks for the question, Turbo John. Dustin said he had a motor fly off. If y'all know Dustin had a go-kart, right? And his go-kart engine mount actually broke and it flew off. His engine actually just flew off. It is something else. Somebody else on Facebook said, how much compression? Now, if it was perfect question. When it comes to numbers and measurements and understanding pretty much all this good stuff in depth, now, I understand it to a certain extent. Now, I'm not the best example of, I would say, an engine builder. I can build an engine, right? But I wouldn't say, I can understand it pretty good, but I wouldn't say I can break it down, whether explaining what the flow means, just different things that people who are like actual mechanically more engine inclined than me can do. So I can explain it, but just to a certain extent. But I can make you go fast. I can do that. That I can do. What's the fastest bike that you rode on doing your racing in Compton? Hey, Mom. See, look, my mom's participated. I love it. The fastest bike that I've been on, she would probably kill me, but I did 93 miles an hour on the standard bore stroker. It wasn't a standard bore cast stroker. It was a standard bore ARC stroker. So if people don't know the difference between the cast stroker is made by Tillotson, and the ARC racing stroker, which has more stroke and actually billet material, It's made by Airstream. So that was the fastest that I've been. I don't think I ever want to go that fast again. So that's a good thing for all of us, right? I'll let everybody else do that. Let's see. I'm trying to switch accounts. I can't figure it out. Oh well. Whoa. That is a big message. Let me go ahead and trim this chat box because that was too big. Can't get the thing on the thing. Let's see if I could trim this some more. Trim it some more, trim it some more, trim it. Height-wise. Uh-oh, I'm messing up, y'all. See if I hold shift, will it work? It worked, perfect. All right, think I got it. Somebody, Leonard said, shout out from Houston, bro. Keep doing great things. Look forward to making one of your race videos soon, hopefully. Got a 450 big block. 460 big block running and a small block coming soon. Hey, man, that's good to hear. I'm not at the track every week, but I am pretty much every other week. It does get expensive from the entry fee, from maintenance of the bikes to even just gas for the bike, you know. So just hit me up when you're coming out this way, and we can set something up at Yellow Belly. It's a few of us that be out there with some pretty fast bikes, so we got some fun most definitely. And we actually been racing like bikes and dirt bikes and cars at the track because it's not that many mini bikes at the track. So it's like you run out of mini bikes, you got to find something else to race. So we end up racing cars. Flacco, shout out to Flacco, my boy. He actually raced the Hellcat in the 8th mile Sunday, but I missed it because I ended up leaving. Okay, I got another one. All right, clutch versus torque converter for drag racing / street. Now, this is a good question. I also answered this question yesterday, but thank you for bringing it up once again. Now, when it comes to a clutch and a torque converter, there are similarities and there are big differences at the same time. With a torque converter, you're going to get a lot of torque on the bottom end. You're going to get some top end. I wouldn't say you're going to get the best top end, but I will honestly say you will get some top end. When it comes to a clutch, you can gear it to get some bottom end. It's harder to keep up with the torque converter bikes from the bottom end. But when it comes to the top end, in my opinion, the clutch will pretty much outrun a torque converter because it will not fall off. Now, me personally, this bully clutch, I have ran this clutch pretty much up to 11.5. So, and 11,500 RPMs when I'm saying that. So when it comes to a torque converter, now it also depends when it comes to the quality of the torque converter. If you're getting something like a Shockwave that they use on the junior dragsters, that they use on pretty much all the big outlaw motors, then that is something different. But if you're using something more just like a kit off Amazon or a kit from a different website, you're going to get some performance, don't get me wrong. Now, will it outbeat a clutch? It depends on what you're looking for. It depends on the distance that you're racing, whether it's you just trying to get the best 60-foot time, if you're trying to get the best 330 time and speed, if you're trying to be the fastest in the 8th mile, or you're trying to be the fastest in the quarter. If you ask me, a torque converter is not good for the quarter mile. It is good for the 8th mile to a certain extent, but it pretty much all goes based off of what you're looking for and what you're racing and who you're racing. All right, Charlie Davis on Facebook said, what fuel do you use? I personally use methanol. It is methanol mixed with a percentage of nitro added to it. So I run that in pretty much all my bikes besides the Predator engine that I'm doing. That's just going to be pump 91 or 93, whatever gas they have over here. That is what I'm going to be using for that. But main fuel that I run is methanol. So it causes me to do a lot of frequent oil changes. So it gets expensive. So the way y'all can help me support me is share these videos, like these videos, and if you do, I will see your name pop up right there. So I'm watching y'all. If you ain't sharing, you ain't caring. You hear me? But get back to some of the questions. Methanol is what I do around on my bike. I had to resort to the GPS big block torque converter due to no 4-disc bully. Now, it is possible to turn, I don't know if they turn the 3-disc into a 4-disc or if they just use a different basket or the parts. And when you're making a 4-disc clutch, don't quote me, but I'm not too sure if they actually sell a 4-disc clutch pretty much set up. I know people like Charles, Mini Drag Bike back in Compton, pretty much all his bikes have 4-disc clutch. He makes them from scratch, getting some parts from this clutch, some parts from this clutch, makes them together, and boom, he makes his 4-disc clutch. So I don't think they have 4-disc clutches just out for sale. Really, to run a 4-disc clutch, you will have to have an engine that's producing a lot of horsepower for the clutch to even work with. Now, it's like, say for instance, I get a stock engine and I put this bully on. Now, this bully will not perform the same as a built standard bore or a built 2.8 or a 2.9 or a 3-inch or a billet animal or a dream direction motor or a Rhino. It will not perform the same on a stock engine. It's the same thing. If you take, I lost the point that I was getting at. See, look, y'all done got me confused. Golly. But y'all get the point. Dustin Wayne, what's the advantages of a bully clutch? Now, this is a question off from Facebook. Shout out to Dustin. Let's see, I wonder how many times I could like my thing. I'm gonna spam it. To me, in my opinion, if you're searching for high RPMs that are not gonna fall off on the top end, if you're reaching for top speed and not bottom speed, if you're looking for the availability to change out teeth gears, if you're looking for, you want a bearing to be on the gear that you have, if you're looking to raise your stall instantly without having to take your clutch apart and replace the springs and the shoes, if you're looking for a clutch that have weights on it that's gonna open up faster and harder. If you're looking, it's many reasons. If you're looking to change out the spring heights in your clutch so you can adjust the gap in between the discs so you can have a softer launch or a harder launch, it's so many things. This clutch is so versatile, it makes no sense. Now, I still haven't been able to wrap my head around this clutch, so I can't tell you everything about the clutch, but I can tell you a good few features of the clutch and why I personally run the clutch. I want a bully banner. I got some banners I need to hang up, y'all. What banners y'all think I should hang up? Oh, good thing I got a towel, because that thing is greasy. A little brag, I got an X19 Super Pocket Bike. I need someone to come out here and build a 225 or 330 or 301. Can I get it done? Now, when it comes to pocket bikes and mini bike engines, now they are not, I'm sure you know, they're not just a direct bolt-on. For one, some may have alignment issues because the alignment plate, the engine mount plate, you'll pretty much be switching out or customizing or fabricating a new one just so your clutch and chain can line up with your rear sprocket. Then you got to worry about the rear sprocket holding up with the torque. Sounds like you're putting a big engine on there. Then you got to worry about, are you able to even fit the engine on the frame? Now, I know a super pocket bike, the X19, is a pretty decent size, but if you're looking at a 301, that is considered a big block. So that is something that you want to look out for. If you tell me what area you're in, and if I know somebody, I could point you in the right direction, but just off the top of my head, if you're just looking for a 225, I got some. You could purchase one from me, and I could ship it out to you. I'm going to get the frame rebuilt, yeah. So my suggestion would just make sure you got a lot of support mounts, extension brackets, and all that good stuff, man. Can't wait to see it. You can send me a picture on Instagram of how it's gonna look too. Ooh, Missouri. Oh, wow. Nah, I haven't met anybody in Missouri. You're probably the first person I even talked to from Missouri. But I appreciate you joining. Shout out to Justin for liking the post, man. Once again, if you like, share, or subscribe, or follow, I can see everybody popping up. So if you're watching, I know who's watching. I can see your names on the list. If you're not liking, you're not supporting. But it's cool. We're going to get there one day. We're going to love it. We're going to like it. We're going to love it. We're going to laugh. Blah, 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 blah. When you was younger, what was the first bike that you put together? Mother, you know this. It was the red bike that I brought into your living room that you wanted me to get out your house, that you made me park in the backyard because it smelled like oil and gas. If y'all didn't get the story of that, I have talked about that yesterday. So if you want to go look at that on my most recent post on YouTube, or if you want to go Power Sports and check out the podcast, it's about an hour long, so grab your popcorn. And all that good stuff. 225, is it race ready? Yes. It is 70 horsepower straight out the box. Our engine builder over at Go Power Sports, Paul, I'm sure you have seen him on my Instagram page, my Facebook, my TikTok of him dynoing the engines. He is the one that built the 225. It is a Tillerson engine with a 72 mil piston, like the one I'm running right here. So a 225 is pretty much a 2.8 that is being built. So he's the one that built the 2.8s. Shout out from North Cal. Thanks for having us. Hey, man, I appreciate you joining in. I appreciate all the support and love y'all showing, man. I really do. So thank you. Uh-oh. Why do the chat box look so smushed? Let's go ahead and fix that real quick. The Man Cave Metal Fab. What is going on? Uh-oh. My iPad froze, y'all. I can't see no comments. All right. David said, man, I've been watching the mini bike channel for about 13 years or 13. Pizza man, pizza boy. Man, I've been watching the mini bike channel for. Wait, is this pizza boy from Detroit? David, are you pizza boy from Detroit? I've watched your videos. If you are, I've been watching your videos since I was a kid. And you and what was the name? I think the name was it? I forgot the YouTuber that used to be out there. He used to be like, it's time for the shakedown. So yeah, but yeah, watching Detroit drag races is one of the main reasons. And also watching Cars and Cameras and all the other YouTubers was one of the main reasons that really got me into doing the mini bike game and watching. Oh, you're not? Hey, but still welcome, man. Mi casa, su casa, way. So yeah, that's what I got. The B Diary said, I got a question. In your opinion, is straight chain on a Coleman 200 frame good if you don't burn up the clutch from being heavy? Now, anybody know a Coleman is a big tire bike? The Colemans, the Megamoto 212s, the RB200s, or I think it's the RB200R. I'm hearing about that. Coleman released a new bike. Sorry about that. In my opinion, any go-kart or mini bike that has a tire bigger than an 8-inch, you have a rim bigger than 8 inches or has 8 inches needs to have a torque converter. Why? Because you are overworking the clutch. It doesn't matter pretty much how good quality of a clutch that you put on something that big. If you got a 8-inch rim, it's going to have a big frame on it and it's going to be heavy. So that way, usually people, don't quote me because there's a lot of skinny people out there, that ride big tire bikes, but usually a big tire bike is for a bigger sized individual. So you have that on top of the frame being heavy, on top of the engine, on top of the motor having to pull the full rotation of that full size engine. I wish I had an 8-inch rim so I could show y'all. So y'all can realistically see how big these tires are. But yeah, I would suggest getting a torque converter. And that will still go to a chain. And everything should be good. Terpsky said, what you think about the new GT's PB frame? Hey man, it's dope. Like I said yesterday, I brought it up yesterday. One of the viewers brought it up. And it's something big because that same progression in GTs has been around a long time, way before I was in the mini bike game back home, way before a lot of people I know was in the mini bike game. So seeing them have different models, styles of frame, it's something that I really like. It's like going from, how can I say it, a smaller Coleman to a bigger Coleman, or a bigger Coleman to a smaller Coleman. It's just showing progression, and that's what I like to see. Uh-oh. I'm trying to spam my own live. All right, let's see. What do I got to talk about over here at home? I think I'm running out of parts. I do got some tires and rims that I think I want to put together and put on one of my bikes. If you don't know, I was doing a 6-inch GT setup with the floater rims, I believe they're called, or the 6-inch floaters from Go Power Sports. So let me bring one of them out. All right, here we go, right here. Now, this is one of my favorite rims because it is a cast rim. Unlike a lot of the other rims that you may see me use, and to me, this is the truest rim that I have ever came across of because the quality of it is so good. And no, that is not me just trying to hype up Go Power Sports. This is me being totally honest and being from experience talking about it. So this is a setup that I want to run on the GTs. I just haven't figured out a way. I know to attach a sprocket on the inside of the rim. They have points in between these cutouts right here that you can drill out and pretty much put an adapter to. I just haven't took the time to do it, but this is something I would like to add. But I got a 5-inch frame. These are 6-inch tires. So as of now, it's not gonna work out for me. But in the future, I can for sure get some made to go with these. Those look like trainer wheels for a mini bike. Now, don't get it confused. The looks may deceive you. When you chrome these out, oh man, we got some on the Rascal at the store on display. It's an all chrome Rascal that has these wheels on it, and they look pretty good. They look pretty good. So I just got to find the setup for it, and this do have the 13.5/6 street tire. And it's crazy because when you get this tire, it looks more flatter and taller. It actually pretty much slims out a lot, surprisingly. So that's a good thing. And it is tubeless. Wait, is it tubeless? No, it's not tubeless. You can run it tubeless, I think. You can run this tire tubeless, but this setup has a tube in it at the moment. See one of whose bikes. Trying to read up, make sure I'm trying to keep up with everybody comment. Nathan Westbrook said, much love. Hey man, appreciate you joining in. Welcome to the chat. If y'all got any questions, feel free. This is the time for y'all to ask as many questions as y'all can ask without a time limit. I mean, it's a small time limit, but while we're here, let's make the best of it, all right? And as of now, I am completely out of ideas to talk about. once again, the GPS 180 is coming up. So if you're located near Keller, Texas, or Fort Worth area or Dallas area, feel free to come by and have some fun and race. They just ended up getting the trophies powder coated today, so I got to repost those videos. And yeah, are we going to get another mini bike tournament this year? As of now, from the looks of it, I don't think so. If y'all looking at this tire rotated, I don't have this tire beaded onto the rim properly. I don't even know why I got air in it. See, I didn't beat it on properly, so that's why it looks like that. As of now, I may not make it back to LA to see a tournament happen. Unfortunately, it's just circumstances at the moment. I do have a job, and I don't have any vacation time. So as of now, no tournaments. In the future, yes, there will be. Every once in a while, I may fly back home just to go do a tournament, depending on which tournament it is and where it's being hosted. I was only kidding about the wheels. I wouldn't be here if I didn't like what you do. Hey, man, one thing about me, I never take anything personal. I am a big jokester. I am super sarcastic. So trust, I won't take any offense to it, my G. Appreciate you for joining in. I know you joined in, I believe, 2 days ago, so thank you for joining back in. All right. Tony Edwards said, what is better, torque converter or clutch? I answered this question earlier, but welcome in. Thank you for dropping a comment. In my opinion, it all goes based off what you're trying to accomplish. Whether it's top speed, the fastest time, it all pretty much depends on what you're going for. Now, if you give me a scenario, I can point you in the right direction. I can do that. I can most definitely. I was supposed to share this live on Facebook. Well, on Instagram. What am I doing, y'all? Let's go over here. Got that. Come over here. Copy that link, put that link in that link, post that on the IG story, and all that good stuff. Also, if you are in the Fort Worth area, Rockwood Go-Karts is having, Rockwood Go-Karts is having National First Responders Appreciation Day. So, if you are a first responder in the Fort Worth area or the Texas area, feel free. That is the Instagram right there. So, you can go ahead and hit them up. And it says National First Responders Day is observed on October 28th to commemorate the heroic acts of the men and women who are the first to reach out on the scene of an emergency. This day is all about showing appreciation for firefighters, EMTs, paramedics, police officers, and others who risk their lives to save others. This Saturday from 9 to 6 p.m., free go-kart rides around the golf course to first responders and families. And the only thing you gotta do is bring your first responders badge or ID. Fun fact. Let's do. I want to do some bike comparisons. Anybody got a bike they want to send me so we can sit here and talk about it and see what they can do to improve it? Let's talk about it on live. I think I could pull it up somewhere. All right, let's see here. All right, so we have now been on the stream for about an hour now. Usually I like to stream for at least an hour, so this stream may be ending soon, so make sure y'all get all y'all questions in. once again, if you can't reach you on here on social media, go ahead and shoot me an email. I'm opening my emails every day at work. My email is listed in my bios on Instagram, on Facebook. No, yeah, on Facebook, Instagram, and I think I need to put it on TikTok. So depends on what you're doing with the bike. Something that my Predator won't break for off-road. Yeah. If you're doing off-roading, I highly suggest a torque converter just because you need the torque to go up the hills, go through the mud, the dirt, and it's so much fun sliding around on a torque converter rather than a clutch that's going to take a little longer to get up to speed and dies down. It's like going naturally aspirated versus turbos. You hear me? In the off-roading scene, you gonna want a torque converter so you can get them turbos to spool up. Whoop, doo, 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 doo. Oh, my hat. I need to go get me a haircut, but that's besides the point. Spun the bearing on the jack shaft. Hey, it happens, you know. It most definitely happens. I haven't had a torque converter bike yet. That is one of my goals. Whew. I always told myself I was going to get rich. Shout out to Fast Mike. I plan on going back to buy one of my favorite bikes that he owned, which is the Gravedigger bike. One day I need to get a picture so I can show y'all exactly which bike I'm talking about. I just can't get over the fact that that bike is so powerful. It has a chromoly chassis frame, so the frame is so light. It's a big tire drag, torque converter, big engine, big piston, methanol breathing dragon. So if I ever get rich, I'm going back home just to go buy that bike. I just want to hang it up. Why, I don't know. But that's what it is. Let me make sure I'm checking all these comments on here. Ooh, what colors that you have seen work better on these bikes? Hey, man, y'all got my mama asking more questions than y'all. Don't let her put y'all on blast like that. I appreciate you, mother. Thank you. Honestly, I feel like any chrome, any gold, any colors that have candy material or a candy reflection in it. Some colors look good with flake. I like candy purple, candy red, candy green. It's a lot of two-tone colors that you can mix. Especially when it comes to powder coating, a lot of times a lot of powder coat material needs a base paint, base powder, and the second coat, which would be the main powder. So it all depends on your style. Some people like the vintage. Some people even like a rusty bike, which is no problem. Just not my get down. I like a nice, pretty, shiny, and fast. That's me. But yeah, I think I'm gonna end the stream a little early today. I'm gonna try to cap it off about an hour. So I appreciate everybody joining in, especially my mother. Thank you. Hugs and kisses to you. And y'all stay tuned if you got any more questions. And yeah, make sure to hit me up, support. Got a bunch of videos I gotta get to editing as after this. So yeah, stay tuned. Once again, I didn't record this. I didn't record this stream, but it's all good. So I will talk to y'all soon. Stay tuned for tomorrow. I may be starting a little later than normal because I have an event to attend. So yeah. One more question. Is that red bike you got a stock bore? No, it's not a stock bore. So if you want to ask that question again tomorrow, feel free to tune in, man. I will be able to answer it for you. I'm back. I forgot to move myself. But all right, y'all, I'm out of here. So catch y'all tomorrow.